Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to a love reading for September 2025. This is for those who are single and looking. This is Tarot Alchemy by Raina Moon. Or actually, it's with Raina Moon. I gotta remember my own channel name, I guess. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, as you know, in September, Virgo people are going to be affected by eclipses in your sign on the 21st, a solar eclipse, and that will be in your first house, so it can affect your life in a general sort of way. But on the 7th of September, there will be one in Pisces, and that will be in your 7th house of committed partnerships. So this is for people who are single and looking, but that doesn't mean that just because you're technically single that you don't have kind of baggage, emotional baggage that you're carrying. The heart of the matter is the Nine of Wands, and this is a card of somebody who may have walls up. And you can see by the look on her face that she's weary. Again, having the moon in Virgo, I have to say not weary, not tired, but weary. And this can be one of two things. That maybe you struggle with boundaries and you've allowed people to take advantage of you in the past. Or that, even that could have been a scenario, and then now you have this wall that has come up, and it might be that other people are intimidated by you. They're kind of afraid to ask you out because you seem very unavailable. So it could be one of two extremes, and there might be this kind of ambivalence about even wanting to be in any kind of relationship or even just dating, because it may feel like too complicated, that it's better to be single. For some Virgo people, this may be something that is kind of like tugging at you, pulling at you in both directions, because you know that it just leads to more of what you don't want. But by the same token, you might be thinking to yourself, why would I want this? Because I'm just going to complicate my life again. In the past position is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the Farmer's card. It's all about, like investing energy in something and seeing if it's going to produce what it is that you're feeding it to produce. And you can see the woman has her arms crossed, like she's waiting for something to happen. This could even be like a platonic relationship that you've developed that you're kind of hoping is going to develop into something more romantic. And if this has been going on a long time, you have to kind of assess the situation, whether or not you're being realistic, whether or not the other person is someone that you think will ever make that transition into asking you out, seeing you in a romantic way. Because remember, going back to the Nine of Wands, you may be very leery of getting close to someone, and that is kind of like the Seven of Pentacles can be almost like this defense mechanism, or like this excuse for not having a relationship because you think that this person is going to change their mind or something along those lines. And I'm not saying that that never happens, but after a while, then you might be kind of going down a dead end, or you might be at a dead end. And this is also kind of like, maybe this is something that has happened to you before, where you waited maybe even like for a dating situation, um, type of situation, for it to lead to a committed partnership. One of the things that can trip you up is when you get involved with someone in a physical relationship early on, and then you're disappointed that it never seems to really advance. It just stays at that level. It stays at that level of almost like a friends with benefits. It might not even be that you're actually dating in a classic way, because in that scenario, there is the looking at the future and seeing if you're compatible with that person for a lifetime partner. But in your heart of hearts, you know that that's not going to happen with that person, that it's just a sex thing, that it's just like this good times kind of thing. And you may think that you can play along and that you're not going to get hurt, but eventually you may feel used. You may feel like the other person is, um, that they don't care, really. And yet that person may have even spelled it out very clearly, what they were seeing the interaction with you as. And you may have like kind of agreed to it, hoping that they would change. So with this the Seven of Pentacles, I would say you have to be very careful about the energy that you invest in something, and whether it's going to eventually pay off, or if you're just feeding something that is not yielding what you want. The higher message is the Three of Cups. This is a card of, this is the higher message, and it's a card of friendship, celebration. Sometimes it can be someone who parties too much. I wouldn't automatically think of you per se, but maybe you are the kind of person who meets people in bars. And perhaps you've had a track record of people cheating on you who also like to go out a lot. And that's when they're cheating, is when they're going out, because they're drinking. They're not really being very discerning, and they're just kind of like trying to have a good time, and they end up kind of cheating on you, or maybe they don't see your relationship as being exclusive, and so to them it's not really cheating. But if you have any kind of tendency to attract that kind of person, or another thing too is, I feel like when it comes to meeting someone, I feel like if you're out with your friends and you're having a good time, that's when you're going to be in the vibration of openness and lightness, rather than some kind of heavy environment, or just kind of like an environment that isn't, conducive for anything that is raising your spirits. So maybe that's one of the keys to that, you have to actually socialize. In the tarot, the Hermit card is tied to Virgo. So do you tend to spend a lot of time alone? Maybe that can lessen your chances. Well, maybe it does lessen your chances, rather than being out with other people. And so you have to mingle, you have to circulate in order to put yourself in that position in the first place. What's coming in is the Ten of Pentacles. This is actually, I mean, if this was just a general reading, this would be a card of like inheritance, big money. In love readings, this can be a card of meeting someone that has the potential to be a long-lasting relationship, because just like this is a card of generational wealth, for love readings, this can be a card of generations altogether. Like, you are with this person, you have kids together, they have kids, or if you're in a different stage of life or you don't want to have children, that you have family members, and there's that continuity through the people that are coming together from both sides of your family. And so this can be, it's Earth, your Earth. So if it is a literal Earth sign besides Virgo, it would be Taurus or Capricorn, but it's that grounded energy. It's something that has a chance of really lasting, because, and not to say if I picked a fire, like a Wands card, it would be that, oh, it's a flash in the pan, but fire can burn very brightly for a hot second, literally, and then die out. So with the Pentacles, there could be an enduring quality to it. The outcome is the World. This is the last card of the major arcana. So it's the end of a cycle for you. So if you are somebody who has been single, this could be saying that this is the end of your single days, that you have a serious love relationship coming on the horizon. So just to, put it out there, and we shall see what happens. But embrace the endings and look forward to the beginnings, I guess I would also say. That's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a love reading, I do astrology readings that involve love and that also have a mini tarot spread included. I do transit readings, all kinds of astrological readings, analyzing your natal charts, package deals, and I do personal tarot readings as well. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.